Chapter 13. Humility. Once the golden flower was brought inside, our marsh home turned into a state of pandemonium. Each of the 24 spirits danced with ecstatic jubilation when the night became a celebration. Drums, music, and chanting kept us going while the golden rose never stopped shimmering. "Give him the tiger's blanket! You must sit on this from now on," said one of the 24. And so they brought me a special tiger's blanket, which made me feel quite important. "Someone go make him dinner," said another spirit. And so they prepared a spot at the table and took care of everything. Why, in that moment, I started to feel like a royal king. Each of the 24 spirits cherished the golden rose as if it was a great accomplishment, and somewhere I heard a wise whisper that stated, "Enjoy the journey, not the destination." Oh, but that sounded like fortune cookie wisdom, because this golden flower was magnificent. And you know what I did after it blossomed? I signed up for the next practice at the magic studio because I wanted to reveal to the Tantrika that I'd done the homework. Oh, I couldn't wait to bring the golden rose in. "Wait a minute, I'm not sure if this is such a good idea," said one of the spirits. We turned to face her when I asked, "Why's that?" "It's not him who did it, but rather it is the work of Mother Rose. We should be very careful before we give a human any credit, because if a human gets power, we all know what happens. When a human thinks of oneself as powerful, it almost always goes to their head. The real miracle is the work of Mother Rose, and the human man is her child. If this human gets the credit, it could go to his ego, and his mind could get too wild," she said. Now who was she, and where was she? She was like an invisible influence, when I thought I heard her voice coming from the marsh water. With a quick mental count, there were 24 souls inside, but there was someone else here, and we could hear her. And so I replied, "I do not disagree with you. It is all the work of the Mother. But tell me, why would Mother Rose give us this golden flower?" "Her power is the greatest. In her raw and unretained state, she is the unstoppable force of creation, dissolution, and transformation. When the Mother manifests in her fierce aspects, her energy becomes so intense that we must intervene, but not to suppress her, but to balance and ground her cosmic power. Our purpose is in our attempt to guide her energy and ensure that the immense force of her power flows with purpose rather than chaos, and so our aim allows our lives to become channels for harmony. She is the Mother Rose. Some call her Mary, others call her Shakti. Our intervention in the matter becomes an act of divine harmony, where our awareness embraces the wild dance of creation. This dynamic union teaches that the universe thrives on equilibrium between stillness and movement, destruction and renewal, consciousness and power. The fierce feminine and our steady presence join together to reveal that true divinity is the perfect balance of infinite energy," she said. "Do I know you?" I followed her voice to the back deck, which led all the souls and I to the porch that overlooked the marsh. It was dark when we heard a splash, and then she was off. "Are you the mermaid?" I yelled out, but there was no response. With the golden flower in hand, the darkness covered her tail. Had she swam under the marsh, or had she been hiding in the woodlands? Whoever she was honorable, humble, and pure. There was curiosity about her presence from all of us, and like medicine, her voice could heal. so rare and unknowable. The perspective shifted the contemplation in our brains. Surely we thought we were wise, but she was a mystery that none of us could explain. Now, as these 24 spirits were unique, each seemed to have a special gift. But this woman had something truly different, and her mere whisper brought our presence to a state of peace and equanimity. Whereas our discovery of the rose was celebrated, it was she who seemed to be aware of what may lie ahead. I felt the need to be near her, and I searched for her until morning. She was aware of what was hidden within the moment, and from that night on, I began to think of her as the spirit of the ocean. With the grand rising of fresh morning light, we had to journey into the wasteland with a magical practice to complete. And so I grabbed the tiger's blanket and the golden rose to bring to the magic studio. After crossing the roads to the wasteland, the rose was covered by the tiger's blanket, and upon meeting all of the other students for practice, I pulled the Tantrika aside in private. "I want to give you this." "What is it?" she asked. At once, I pulled off the tiger's blanket from the golden rose when her eyes lit up at the sight of such a treasure. Without words, she put the golden rose out of sight and then led me into the magic studio's open room. She tried to get me front and center, and she told other people to move, but the room was so packed that I found myself before her in the second row. Now the Tantrika was a powerful teacher who began to chant a divine song. She spoke to the entire room, and I heard as she sang, Om Namah Shivaya. My chest opened big, and I sat proud in my seat. It felt as if we'd come into psychic alignment, as she was aware that someone had learned the secret of the golden flower, and it felt like I discovered my destiny. All the while, the Tantrika teacher led the chant in a rhythmic manner before it was repeated. After energy grew and grew, she brought us back to stillness. And so she led us through 2 hours of practice. By the end, sweat had dripped through our postures, and after that, I found that I grew so proud, and I forgot all about the mother who had made the golden rose, why she had brought the creation to life. But I started to think that I had done the magical work, that I was such a special guy. That evening I went home, certain it was I who could produce golden flowers. And so I went down to the marsh, but after about 24 attempts, with 24 different necklaces, I realized I had no ability to conjure gold. And so I panicked when I wondered if I had lost my powers. Oh, just last night I could do it, but who was I now? It felt as if my teacher saw my potential, but what would happen when I face her tomorrow without another golden flower? I was humbled, just a regular human, and that's when the ego took over and my mind lost sight of what we were doing. In an effort to reach deep, I started smoking, puffing away on everything, calling out to all the stars in the universe, pleading for assistance. They'd seen me do it, but I had to prove it, and when I'd have to talk to the Tantrika next, I bet she'd think I stole it. When the next practice came, I was a mess, and not only that, but I growled as I entered the room. I couldn't stand this place, and after one glance, the Tantrika surely knew I was a fraud and a goon. Oh, but I wanted to tell her what I witnessed, and how the golden flower came through pure magic. Now my mind was trapped in a loop while my jaw clenched tight. Within an instant, she knew I'd lost my power, and this time, the lesson in practice was about remaining silent. Oh, I'm certain she was aware it all went to my ego, but I wanted to explain what had happened. I was so disappointed in myself after that, and words could barely give the situation meaning. It was all divine, but I felt so used in the process. Of course, I wanted to celebrate such a breakthrough. Why, in my heart, I just wanted to be appreciated. It feels so good to be seen after you've been buried in the muck, but now I felt so defeated. What I wanted to tell the Tantrika teacher is that I witnessed a miracle, but I forgot how it happened. Oh, now I remember how it all came from Mother Rose, and I guess the Mother's golden flower was just good luck, while I witnessed it as a mere human. And how could I take credit? Yet I felt like there was something I had done. And through this whole process, the most profound lesson came. When you get a gift that changes your life, you've got to stay humble. Otherwise, you'll get a humbling. As the next few days and weeks progressed, I found myself back in the magic studio while I eased myself into shape. We would practice the posture for hours and hours, all weekend long, and so many of us came to train. As time comes and goes, something miraculous started to unfold. I started to come back into the moment, and from then on, each day, the new growth helped me realize my utmost potential. In the nights, I'd sit by the marsh and whisper with the 24 spirits. As I remember, one evening I sat by the oysters when I heard them explain some oceanic secrets. Those oysters said they had seen a mermaid visit. They explained she was curious about the man who lived inside. The oyster said she introduced herself to them and said she was looking for a father for her future child. A child? You mean the mermaid wants to make a family? Oh, just the thought of that mermaid was enough to keep me grounded. And so I wondered, not with words, but through a pure presence. Why, long before I even met her in real life, I took a picture out of a magazine as I imagined what she may look like. Then each night, I'd talk with her as if she was my future wife. And so, I guess you could say, her and I started chatting. I told her I was preparing my life to marry her. I explained I would do whatever it takes to keep her safe. I told her that no matter what it takes, I'd do everything in my power to become a worthy husband. After that, I gave up cannabis because I started to picture her wedding ring. If there really was a mermaid out there, then she'd need me at my best. Yet I could feel that my wife was out there, and every so often, I heard the marsh water splash. I'd picture her tail as she swam deeper beneath the surface. Oh, I'll do anything to become your husband, and now it's time to prove it. With that, you could say I committed 100%. It took me a minute to understand what had happened, and maybe all the pain and suffering was pure grace. Why, I used to recall a memory of when someone had abandoned me. But now, as I looked back to the past, I knew everyone back then had set me free. As I sat on the edge of the marsh, right by the sea, I would picture the mermaid I loved. Oh, my heart was so open to find her. But where are you, beloved?